Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Gaming Titan. We're here on the Fjords map. I'm in the US premium heavy tank, the T34. I've got the crew that I'm training up extra skills for the T25 AT. And Fjords is a map that I'm not terribly happy having at any time, because I rarely do well on Fjords. I've had the occasional good game, but I rarely do well on Fjords, and I especially rarely do well on heavy tanks or slow tanks in general, because it's a fairly decent map for artillery, particularly the eastern spawning artillery. I think can actually have a pretty good time on this map, because a lot of the engagements take place in areas that are not an arty shadow to the eastern spawning artillery, whereas the same engagements take place in areas that are. It's very difficult for the western spawning artillery, I think, to support its own team, because the need to keep your artillery unspotted and at the same time be in a position to support your team is it's actually a tricky combination to manage. Now, we've helped obliterate that unfortunate lichen that went up there into the high ground. It is the kind of area where you think you'd have enough cover to stealth spot, but you don't. The cover isn't good enough to keep your stealth against other medium or light tanks, and the area is high enough that as soon as you're spotted, all your escape routes are out in the open, and you tend to get shot at by multiple tanks and just not survive. This AMX M4 45 is about to learn the same lesson, because he's up there in essentially the same patch of ground, and now he's being shot at from all sides of the map, really. Now, my problem is that if I stay at the corner, I'm vulnerable to artillery fire, but I'm also very vulnerable to any of these tanks that poke out from here up to the north of me. If that M51 or whoever else is up with him come around to the high ground, they can easily put shots into the side of my turret. Now, the MX M445 had hit behind that rock, but it doesn't do you any good. I've tried hiding behind that rock too, and it's never done me any good before either. We have, coming up to the corner, an AMX 65T. Now, he's smart enough to hold to the corner, and I actually was committed to coming around to shoot him when I spotted the T28. And the T28 was therefore able to put a very solid round into me, and I've taken a hit from the back that didn't do any damage, and there's another hit. That one did a bit of damage, and that was the Panther 2. Now, what this tank destroyer in front of me is doing that he can't see the Panther 2, I don't know, and he's obviously not far forward enough. Panther 2 is too far down the slope, but why would he not come out and shoot at him? I mean, what exactly is he planning on doing there? I finish him off, and I'm backing into the cliff as close as I can. I think artillery could possibly reach me from here, but it's the best chance I got. It's the only shadow or cover around. And I'm pretty concerned about artillery. Once I'm back up to the corner again, I should be okay. The only thing I really have to worry about is the AMX 65T, who has been dealt with by, I don't know, one of our tanks at any rate. I don't know which one. Possibly the medium coming down. Looks like we've won the fight up on the A line, and there's nobody actually here. Now, your man's signaling for me to come forward, but he makes the mistake of underestimating, I think, grossly my speed. This is a slow tank. If a medium tank is urging me to join them, he's going to have to bloody well wait for me, and he's engaged in a frontal fight with at least a T28 if there's not other tanks with him. Now, the T28's not facing my way, he's backing around the rock, and as I suspected, there was another tank. There's a Yak Panther at the least. Now, he's not facing me, he's looking at the guys coming down towards the cap circle on the 9 line, and there's the T28. Bounce a shot off the front. I'm not going to win a headbutting contest with a T28. I'm trying desperately to get in here and tuck myself as close to the cliff as I can, because I'm aware that artillery is, has already fired at me, is aware of my existence, and there he was again, and is perfectly willing to put a shot into me. And I thought, when he was driving in that way, that I'd get him on the tracks, but he managed to turn in time and get the frontal armour between me, and by the time I had actually fired, or at least by the time the round left the gun barrel, and there's a Borsig down there as well, which is not a worry. I was hoping to get a tracking shot. That was artillery again, just bouncing off the corner of the rock. Didn't get the tracking shot and was quite fortunate to survive the encounter just now. But all I had to do was wait for my allies to come back. There was another tank destroyer down near the harbour that I could possibly gotten a shot on, but I probably wasn't aware of it at the time. I was just so focused on what was going on in front of me. And I'm tucking close to buildings because I know artillery had previously had a bead on me, and I was just expecting a round to drop or 2 rounds to drop at any moment. Now there's a hill between me and the M12, and there's probably a hill between me and whatever the other artillery is. Borsig is gone, and I'm being very cautious coming forward here. That was probably one of our tanks firing through the gap there, and that came over the top. That was artillery, but I didn't notice it in game. And by the time I'd realised where the artillery was dead. So we have victory. And I managed to survive just about. Did reasonably well. We get the final result here. All enemy vehicles destroyed. 100,000 gold or silver. That's pretty good. It's a good earning tank, and if you do very well, you do 2.5k damage or better, you'll get actually pretty decent money out of it. 2,760 damage, nearly 1,000 assisted damage, sniper medal, and we came number 1 by experience on the team. So it was one of those games where we did better than the enemy team all the way down, but nearly everybody in the enemy team did some damage. So I suspect it's one of those games where our initial engagement, we were shooting that little bit better, managed to get rid of a couple of early enemy tanks, and then just rolled them. As they were running out of tanks, they were harder and harder to defend themselves, and they just weren't lasting long enough to inflict significant damage. It's also one of the few times that I've seen one team win every sector on that map. We won the centre, we won the north, we won the south. That's rather unusual. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share and a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all soon. Bye for now.